In this presentation on Australian rules football, we will take you back to where and why this great Australian game was created and how the game has transformed in the last 150 years. We will also talk about the popularity of the sport and the statistics that will back this statement up. We will consider some of the key findings such as inclusion, exclusion, and is this game really open for everyone to participate in. So we hope you enjoy our presentation on Australian rules football and learn something you already didn't know. Australian rules football was established in 1858 by Thomas Wentworth Wills, born August 19, 1835 at Molongo Plain, near modern-day Canberra. Wills returned from England in 1857 after attending a well-known rugby school and was a fine cricketer in his own right. This was the beginning of Australian rules football. On August 7, 1858, Wills himself, who umpired the first game between the two clubs, Melbourne Grammar and Scotch College, where the game was directed under modified rugby rules, and the game took place over 3 afternoons in a paddock in Richmond, across the road from the famous MCG. The popularity of this game quickly transformed, and in May of 1859 the first club was established. This was the Melbourne Football Club at a local watering hole in East Melbourne. There, Wills and his friends formed the first set of rules for this game called football. It was 1877 when the first oval ball was introduced, as prior to this it was a round ball. Australian rules football is played on an oval ground, with 18 players on the field per team. Using a prolate-shaped sphere ball, players aim to handball and kick from player to player, scoring goals, 6 points, and behinds, 1 point. Wills was looking for a way to keep his cricket team fit over the winter months, and this is how the rules of football came into play, by Wills and his friends. The game continued to evolve to what we have today, as clearly Australia's most popular spectator sport, and the introduction of women playing this sport at the elite level for the first time in 2017.
Australian rules football is clearly Australia's most watched sport, which makes it the most popular spectator sport in Australia. As seen in the Aussie participation report, you might be thinking right now, well hang on, isn't soccer the most popular sport in Australia? In the next 5 minutes, you'll be amazed of how the AFL has shaped sport in Australia in the last 15 years. So here we go. To define popularity, AFL has easily become the most enjoyable, if not the #1 leading spectator sport in Australia. To justify this statement made, the AFL has more fans attending games. The average attendance of games is 33,188, which was calculated in 2016. Compare that number to the National Rugby League and the A-League Soccer. In 2016, both sporting organisations have average attendance crowds of 16,057 and 12,650. As identified, this indicates that the AFL is a driving force for Australians to come to the footy and enjoy a game that is fast-paced and high-scoring, instead of games that end up tight and uninteresting to watch. Another statement made, according to the Australian Bureau of Statistics, is that AFL has become the highest-ranked sport in Australia. The data at the end of the 2016 season calculated that the AFL had an overall attendance number of 6,869,999. Now compare that to the NRL attendance number of 3,227,000 and the A-League 1,771,000. When you come to think of it, that is a huge number throughout the 8 months being played during the year. The forces that have a major impact on Aussie rules footy are the history, social institutions, and economics. History is shaped as an important tool to this sport, since this has carried so much passion to the hearts and lives of so many Australians, which have been passed on from generation to generation. 1857, rules football was created to differentiate from back home. Australian rules gave the English something to participate in during the off-season of cricket, but more importantly to introduce something new and make Australia different to England. Another contributing factor is social institutions. In the last 10 years, social institutions such as the media have created opportunities for fans of the game to stay in touch with their favourite teams, but also to be informed of the latest news and scores. The media plays a vital role in securing many potential fans to learn about the game, to understand what Aussie rules is all about, and most importantly to enjoy the experience. This has helped shape the Australian economy and given it a major boost financially. The AFL, according to sources, is worth billions of dollars, which as a result employs tens of thousands of people across the country. Australian rules as each year passes increases in membership numbers and crowd numbers. This is compared to the other sports that have been mentioned previously. Due to the boosting numbers, the AFL is achieving year by year more funding. Potential parties in the mix to get involved in investing their money are sponsors and government. The politicians see this as a major opportunity to build the economy in a great position by investing heavily to create an enjoying and exciting atmosphere for all fans to appreciate the experience.
In this section of the slide, I'll be talking about the inclusion and exclusion of Aussie rules football. Aussie rules football is participated all throughout the country from grassroots all the way up to a senior level. According to the 2016 AUS Play Report, there are 3.2 million children who participate in some sort of sport outside of school. According to the AFL Annual Report, juniors who participate in AUS Kick alone last year was 195,719, which is 6% of the 3.2 million child participants. AUS Kick is an AFL grassroots program for young children aged between 5 and 12 years old. That 6% isn't even including those children who play for a club, which tells you just how popular Aussie rules is at an adolescent age. However, for many Australians, Aussie rules is considered a men's sport because of its present physical contact within the game and its dominant masculine attributes within the game such as hardness, stoicism, and loyalty that generally associated with high-profile contact sports. This is one reason as to why females tend not to participate in the game. The concept Sport for All is a guide to inclusion and diversity for everyone, including race, gender, ethnic background, etc. The objective of this resource is to help make Aussie rules more welcoming and inclusive at all levels. This helps administer a zero tolerance for discrimination in the sport and help people from foreign backgrounds engage in the Australian community. Influences and forces of the Aussie rules participation. There are three main reasons why participants start playing Aussie rules football. These are number one, friends, number two, family history, number three, the love of the game. There are also two key age ranges where this engagement occurs. There are 12 to 14 and 16 to 18 years of age. Both of these age ranges coincide with a change in level of competition from under 12s and under 16 and from junior to senior, which is why loss of interest is a factor. Multiculturalism. The AFL market itself is a very multicultural and accepting society, with evidence including Indigenous round, the AFL women and the multicultural round, to name a few. However, the sport is still consumed heavily by Anglo-Saxon male individuals from age of 18 to 28. Multiculturalism in Australia sees the reduction of sporting exclusion by the acceptance of other cultural beliefs such as gender, age, or religion in order to participate in playing Aussie rules. Research has targeted the main points of social and occupational disadvantages associated with mental illness and addictions in regards to being a part of a team environment.
as well as the meaning that attached itself to the team involvement. It was found that Aussie rules can be used in several ways, such as using it as a therapy session to combat their emotion. Gender. According to Roy Morgan research, the proportion of Aussie women 14 and over who play footy has always been low. Participation has decreased marginally since 2012 from 1.3% to 1%. Or to put it in a perspective, fewer women play Australian rules than niche sports such as field hockey, archery, gymnastics, martial arts, or ice figure skating. However, girls amongst ages 6 to 13 years within 7.5% now playing Aussie rules at school, up from 6.5% in 2012. Female participation also boomed over the last year after the recent establishment of the AFL Women League, with 380,041 females across all ages participating in the game in formal sports setting. AUS play stats clearly show that Aussie rules is participated by children a lot more than adults by population. However, the total domestic participation in AFL in 2016 was a whopping 1.4 million people, and according to the Australian Bureau of Statistics, the population of Australia is 24.4 million, so therefore 5.7% of the entire Australian population participate in Aussie rules footy, therefore making it an extremely popular sport to participate in. Diversity. According to the AFL website, up to 25% of the current AFL lists are from diverse backgrounds, 11% Indigenous and 14% multicultural. There is also a programs from the AFL that encourages community strengthening and inclusion within the wider Australian community to produce young talent and opportunities.
This presentation has explained the history of our sport by outlining where this game originated from and how it has developed to what the modern game looks like today. We have also given you a brief but accurate account on the characteristics that make up our game, such as social institutions, history, and the economic strategies that surround the AFL. Section 3 provided you an explanation of the inclusion-exclusion and how it affects our sport in a positive or negative way. Thank you for taking the time to listen to our presentation, and we hope you enjoyed it.